Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about energy and biomass. I'm going to get started by talking to you about how energy is transferred through a food chain. So all food chains start with plants that are producers. This means that they can produce their own glucose. How do they do this? Well, they do this through the process of photosynthesis. So the light energy from the sun is really important in the process of photosynthesis that allows plants to produce their own food in the form of glucose. So what happens next? Now, in a food chain, we can show this energy being transferred by an arrow. Now, apologies for the drawing, but here this shows that this rabbit has eaten these plants. So the energy has been passed from the plants to the rabbit. Notice how this arrow, it goes from the plants to the rabbit to show which direction the energy is being transferred in. Let's then say that this rabbit then gets eaten by this fox. Okay? So the energy has now been transferred from the rabbit to the fox. Now the question is, has 100% of this energy gone from the plants all the way up to the fox? The answer is no. This is because at every single level, energy is being wasted. So for example, this rabbit here, during its lifetime, it will be moving around, which will require and mean it will be using energy. It will be keeping its own body heat up, which requires energy, and all of the other things that this rabbit does during its lifetime. So lots of that energy is being wasted. This means that not all of the energy makes it up to this fox here. So the higher you go up the food chain, the less energy is transferred. These different levels in a food chain are called trophic levels. So, what has any of this got to do with biomass? Now, what biomass is, whenever we think of bio, we're thinking of living things. That's what we study in biology. And mass is about weight. So, what biomass is how much each of these things collectively together would weigh. So, let's have a quick think about what a pyramid of biomass would look like for this particular food chain. Now, the bottom part of a food chain, the bottom part of a pyramid of biomass is always the producer. So we start with a producer and then we work our way up the different trophic levels, okay? Now let's say these plants here, so these are our plants, let's say they weighed 1,000 kilograms. So all of these plants eaten by the rabbits with 1,000 kilograms. How much mass would our rabbits have? Would it be the same? Would it be more? Or would it be less? Now the answer is less. Now this is because energy is lost from this stage to this stage. So as a result, we can't have exactly the same mass of rabbits being able to survive off these plants. Similarly, when we transfer the energy from the rabbit to the fox on a higher trophic level, we've again got a lower mass. Again, because energy is lost at this stage. So if energy wasn't lost, we wouldn't necessarily have to have less mass each time. But because energy is lost, the higher up we go, so the higher trophic levels, will have a smaller mass. So that is basically how energy and biomass works. Thank you.